A top focus this Sunday morning. Arjan Singh, Marshal of the Indian Air Force and India's oldest five-star ranked Air Force officer, passed away after a cardiac arrest on Saturday evening. Singh was admitted to the hospital in a critical condition after he suffered a cardiac arrest on Sunday morning. Prime Minister Modi visited the R&R hospital in Delhi to meet him just hours before Arjan Singh breathed his last. Arjan Singh was the only officer of the Indian Air Force to be given a distinction equal to that of a Field Marshal. He had served as the Indian Air Force's Chief of Staff during the 1965 Indian-Pakistan War. Singh was promoted to the five-star rank in 2002. He is considered an icon and a war hero. President Ram Nath Kovind expressed his grief on the sad demise of Arjan Singh. He tweeted, and I quote, "Sad at the demise of a great Air Force warrior and Marshal of the Air Force, Arjan Singh. Condolences to his family and Indian Air Force community." Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh was a World War II hero and won our nation's gratitude for his military leadership in 1965 war. Prime Minister Narendra Modi mourned the death of the great air warrior. Prime Minister said, and I quote, "India mourns the unfortunate demise of Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh. We remember his outstanding service to the nation." The Marshal of Indian Air Force Arjan Singh's determined focus on the capacity building in the Indian Air Force added great strength to our defence capabilities. India will never forget the excellent leadership of Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh. In 1965, when the Indian Air Force saw substantial action, some time back I met him, who despite his ill health tried to get up to salute even though I said no. Such was his soldier discipline. My thoughts are with his family and those mourning the demise of a distinguished air warrior and fine human Marshal of the Indian Air Force, Arjan Singh. He was there when India won its independence. He saw many battles and won most. He has been the pillar of the Indian Air Force. Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh was India's oldest air fighter. Take a look.
A very big question. First of all, I'd like to say that the Air Force, or any Air Force in the world...
He was known as the only five-star rank officer of the Indian Air Force when he became the only Air Force officer to be conferred the title Marshal in January 2002. And Marshal Arjan Singh, who died in New Delhi at the age of 98, had plenty of achievements to his name to well deserve that special honour. His long and eventful career began when he was only 19 years old and selected for the Royal Air Force in then British India. He first flew biplanes in the Northwest Frontier Province and later the Hawker Hurricane. In 1944, he led an RAF squadron against the Japanese, flying crucial support sorties during the Imphal campaign. Later, he provided air cover to the advance of the Allied forces to Yangon, formerly Rangoon. There were early honours for the young and dedicated flyer, like the Distinguished Flying Cross in 1944, a year before World War II ended.
They have it. When he visited an Air Force unit, he just straightway climbed up the aircraft, stand on the wing of the aircraft, and give a speech. And after that, he visited one school. That was in fall. He called me in the dispersal area, gave a speech, and then he called me over there. The Queen has agreed to give me this Distinguished Flying Cross to you. It's only given from for bravery and accurate fighting. Throughout the period of 1 year, 9 DFCs, including myself. Now that's a record anywhere, even in the Royal Air Force.
When independence came, Marshal Arjan Singh once again led from the front, flying the foremost of more than 100 Indian Air Force aircraft in a spectacular flypast of the city of Delhi and the Red Fort, a sight that had millions of proud stakeholders of the newborn country look up to the sky with undisguised pride at the sons of soil in their flying machine. In 1964, then Air Marshal Arjan Singh was named the Chief of Air Staff. By then, he had flown more than 60 different kinds of aircraft, from pre-World War II biplanes to gnats and vampires, and even transporters like Super Constellation. It was the peak of his career, but then came trying times. In 1965, war broke out on the subcontinent. Pakistan had launched Operation Grand Slam against India by sending a battery of armoured vehicles into the crucial town of Aknoor. Still, the seasoned airman saw India successfully through the war and tripped up Ayub Khan's plan to capture Kashmir by ensuring close cooperation with the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army. Soldiers never die, they simply vanish to be reborn in the millions of brave hearts who follow in their footsteps. To the generations of young Air Force officers guarding India's skies today, Marshal Arjan Singh will remain their radar, their beacon and their inspiration.
Marshal of the Air Force Arjan Singh joined the British Indian Air Force at the age of 19. A distinguished flying cross, a Padma Vibhushan and countless other recognitions made him a living legend. At 98, when most men have long retired, the guardian of Indian skies remained a soldier till the end of his life. Take a look at this special report.
The Marshal of Indian Air Force Arjan Singh was hospitalized at the Army's Research and Referral Hospital in New Delhi on Saturday. Marshal Singh had suffered a heart attack. Prime Minister Narendra Modi rushed to visit the oldest air warrior of the country, who was in a critical state. PM Modi met the family members of the Marshal and later tweeted that the doctors were doing their best. Marshal Singh was the Chief of Air Staff during the 1965 conflict with Pakistan. He was awarded the Padma Vibhushan for his leadership during the war. He has flown 60 aircrafts and remained a flyer until the end of his career with the IAF. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also visited the war hero at the hospital. After the visit, she said that his condition remains critical and is under intensive care. As the nation prayed for its war hero, the Indian Air Force's Media Coordination Centre tweeted, "A great loss for the nation and the Indian Air Force. Marshal of the Air Force Arjan Singh passes away at R&R Army Hospital, New Delhi today, leaving a nation in sorrow and pain." Marshal Singh breathed his last at 7:47 p.m, marking an end to a glorious era of the Indian Air Force. President Ram Nath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the nation in mourning the demise of Marshal Arjan Singh and hailed his role in the 1965 India-Pakistan conflict. President Kovind said, "Sad at demise of a great air warrior and Marshal of the Air Force Arjan Singh, condolences to his family and IAF community." He went on to say, "Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh was a World War II hero and won our nation's gratitude for his military leadership in 1965 war." In one of his tweets, Prime Minister Modi said, "Sometime back I met him, who despite his ill health tried to get up to salute even though I had said no. Such was his soldier discipline." PM Modi also said that Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh's determined focus on capacity building in the IAF added great strength to our defense capabilities. PM Modi said his thoughts were with Singh's family and those mourning the demise of the distinguished air warrior and a fine human being. At 98, Marshal Singh was still active and performed his role of the head of the Air Force till his last day. On August 12th, he felicitated the 3 newly commissioned first women fighter pilots in the Indian Air Force. Political leaders across party lines mourned the demise of Marshal Singh. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi said, "A soldier and diplomat par excellence, Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh's demise is an irreparable loss. India has lost a true hero." Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Home Minister Rajnath Singh, BJP Chief Amit Shah and Chief Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala were among those who condoled the death of the war veteran.
It's a great loss for the country. Marshal of the Indian Air Force Arjan Singh has led an exemplary life as a soldier. He has fought several wars and became the Air Chief at a very young age of 48.
The Chief Minister of Goa and former Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar said that the nation has lost a great icon, saddened by the demise of 1965 war hero and Marshal of Indian Air Force Arjan Singh. He was the father of our Air Force modernization efforts. He went on to say his dedication to our nation and his exemplary leadership capabilities will continue to inspire armed forces. In April 2016, on the occasion of his 97th birthday, the crucial Panagarh Air Base in West Bengal was renamed to Air Force Station Arjan Singh. It was the first time the Indian Air Force had decided to name an airbase after an individual.
Arjan Singh built up the Indian Air Force at a time when Nehru's non-alignment movement dictated that no Western country would give India military help. Arjan Singh saw the induction of the MiG series fighters and built the sinews of the Indian Air Force to win glory in the 1971 war.
For more than 5 decades, the rocket-shaped MiG-21 fighter has been the mainstay of the Indian Air Force. And this was the man who oversaw their induction, Marshal of the Air Force Arjan Singh. The choice of Russian aircraft, of which the Indian Air Force had no prior experience at all, was a choice of necessity. The 1962 war saw India's defeat at the hands of the Chinese. The Air Force was not used for reasons that are not entirely clear, but the West turned down Nehru's request for top-of-the-line fighters. The West also said no to his request that the jets be made in India. This was when the Soviets stepped in. To Arjan Singh and other senior officers fell the task of reorienting the Indian Air Force away from Western systems and thinking and adapt them to Soviet systems. They had to send pilots and ground engineers to the USSR for training. They had to set up establishments in India for repair and maintenance of the jets. Typically, Arjan Singh was perhaps among the first senior officers to fly the MiGs. In fact, in the years after that, he flew practically every variant of the fighter the Indian Air Force acquired. That habit continued even after he became Chief of Air Staff in the rank of Air Marshal in August 1964. In the 1965 war, the Indian Air Force, despite being numerically superior to the Pakistan Air Force, took considerable losses. 59 aircraft were destroyed, most of them on the ground in Pathankot and Kalekund air bases. The Pakistanis lost 43. But Air Marshal Arjan Singh learnt his lessons well. The next 4 years were spent in building up the Air Force, reviewing tactics and learning some new ones. More importantly, he shaped the thinking and attitude of the officers and men to touch the skies with glory. By the time the 1971 war happened, Arjan Singh had retired, but his successor had learnt his lesson well. The Air Force was ready and went on to win glory in the skies above what is now Bangladesh. Bureau Report, WION.
Marshal of the Indian Air Force and Padma Vibhushan awardee Arjan Singh passed away. We spoke to the 98-year-old legend in a network exclusive interview in December 2009 as he remembered his time in the Indian Air Force and recalled his most rewarding times. Take a look at this special report.
I joined service course a long time ago, 1938, before the war. War started when I was commissioned. And I want to say that the most exciting time, the most interesting time I had was when I had to fight in a war. Now, don't consider that the Air Force people are warmongers. But the whole thing is that if you join a service, if a war takes place, everybody wants to fight. Not only the fighters, but even the ground in whatever way they can help. When a soldier fights and an airman fights, then his job is to see that the job given to him is done properly. So that was, Squadron, I think, not only in my opinion, but it come out in a lot of books, that Squadron did extremely well in this operation. And of course, that was satisfying for me also. You see, it's called Distinguished Flying Cross. It's a British award. And up to 1947, August 47, every award given to the armed forces in India was the British award. Now this is purely, DFC is actually for personal work, for personal input, you can say, for personal achievement. That means you have faced danger, that you've done well for everybody. And they only then, over a consistent period, that this award is given. It's given to me actually, well, it made me very happy when Lord Mountbatten came all the way from thousands of miles away to give the award to me when we were where we were based. And we were based in Imphal and in a jungle near Imphal. And he came along and gave that award.